You will not be a repeat presenter unless you live, breathe, sweat, sleep your skill. Because there are so many people that do what we do really, really, really well.
That was for me the moment and the click, saying I want to come back to this and just like dedicate my life into that. So from a 14 years old with no many opportunities, having the only shot in life, that was a kid.
And what it takes to do that is complete obsession. And you can't obsess over something and then have a fulfilling life elsewhere. Like, I had my family saying, are you going to settle down? Are you going to settle down? Are you going to... You should probably stop now, Rach. You need a boyfriend.
Hey there, you are watching Rise Reactions, the show where we dive deeper into the search for the ultimate trainers. And today I'm sitting down with three incredible Les Mills trainers, Rach, Nell, and Seb. We are reacting live to episode 3 of the show, but here's the twist. I've seen the episode already, they have not. So I came in prepped with some fun and thought-provoking questions throughout. So if you're here because you love some powerful human stories or you just want to get to know these people a little bit better, you're at the right place. Team, I'm excited. I'm
so excited.
Looking forward to show you the footage of episode 3. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
We are.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Today, we're talking a couple of interesting things. We're talking about imposter syndrome, team teaching, recovering from big events, and much more. Shall we just dive right in?
Let's go.
Why not? Let's do it.
Let's go. Here is Rise, the Search for the Ultimate Trainer, episode 3. Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, starting off with some dancing. Summer.
Come on,
Can't be
hair.
Menno in the background.
Yeah, okay,
Danny.
hair. Okay,
Every
Danny.
instructor I've ever met wants to help people.
Wanting to help
And the
people.
imposter syndrome goes
Powerful.
hand in hand with that because your ego is constantly questioning you. Are you good enough? Why are you here? That person is better than me. Why should I be that ranking?
Are you happy with how it is?
That's so real.
we go
That's
through
We're,
pressure.
we're starting deep already.
Okay, Seb.
Yes, the
Hey.
close up.
We're talking about imposter syndrome, and I had to look this up because of course, I know the term, but I didn't have a clear definition. Imposter syndrome is when you feel like you're pretending to be good at something, even when you actually are really good. Rach,
Wow. That's me every time I teach
do you
a new
suffer
class.
from this? Seriously?
That's deep.
Well, like, I would never have said yeah. I would never have said yeah to that, like, in my career, maybe in the early days. But what you just said then pretty much was me this morning, because the choreography is brand new, right? Because I'm creating this product.
Yeah.
So I start teaching it when I don't even know if it's good enough. So I'm like, I don't even know if this is good enough. I know I am, but I don't know if this is right now. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So do you? So is the imposter syndrome more on the content rather than on yourself?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you don't know if it's going to be good enough, and then when it's not, and you know it, you have to keep teaching it, even though you know, oh my gosh, this is literally tanking in front of me. Everyone's face is like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm good. I promise, I'm good. I know what I'm doing."
Yeah, nice. Okay. How is that for the rest? Do you suffer from imposter syndrome?
I feel like all of
Definitely.
us. I feel like all of us do. You know, like sometimes even when you go to those events and you're like standing in front of the people,
Yeah.
like you ask to yourself like while you're talking and moving is like, is it? Am I good enough? You know, like
Yeah.
those questions like come up all the time. So like you never know. And then you have like these feelings and you realize and you start talking with people afterwards, you know, and then I don't know, with Neil we have had those moments like is this happening or I'm just like making this up?
This is so
And I feel like-
interesting, right? Now, what about you?
I feel like because we love what we do so much and we care so much about it, like we want to always be like, we always want to make sure that we're doing better. And I feel like that's where the imposter syndrome comes from, because you want to keep up and you want to keep bettering
You
yourself.
want to improve yourself.
Yeah, you want to improve yourself, but like, and then sometimes you get stagnant and you're like, oh, what am I doing? Like, am I actually good enough to be here? And I feel like you just always have those thoughts, like that imposter syndrome going through your head, and you're just like, am I good enough?
Isn't that funny? Because if I look at all of you presenting, I would never think that was going through your head at certain times during the presentation. And I'm certain that you don't see that in others either, right? Like you might see that when you get to know them better, but if you look at these people on stage, the people you look up to, it's good to know that I'm not the only one who has that, to be honest. Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah, nice. Let's continue, eh?
As we go through the rankings, you will start to see the
Seb,
imposter syndrome.
good start.
that?
This
That's a
We've
good start.
reviewed, we've scored, but actually, who's going to bring it? Because that's what it'll ultimately come down to.
Nice, so it's gonna bring it.
Can you hold your nerve?
Come on, man.
My-
Sometimes when the pressure hits, some people
Yeah.
lean into it,
Hamza.
and some people run away from it.
this is like 2 years ago.
But this is where
had to
it
figure
comes
out
down
who
to the
this was.
nitty-gritty. It's all about now.
It took me
Ben.
Oh, it's Ben, absolutely. So this is
When you
what
are a
we're
top
looking at
athlete,
now is the process
sacrifices
that
have to
happens
be made
after
because you
each
can't
big event where
sustain
the
being a
assessors
top
came together
athlete
to
and have lots of
score and
other things
evaluate
going on. So
the
what is
trainers
it
that have been
that you
following.
are giving up.
Oh my god, I remember like that filming, the one that we had like the big, smiley face in the back.
Yeah,
That was, a couple of years ago, and like sometimes you feel also the pressure that you have to perform in front of the camera. You have like to react what happened on set,
Yeah.
but also in that filming, I think we started with the assessors like being behind the camera with a book on the hand, and they were just like looking at us and like
that's brutal.
writing down, and we're like literally just like the director goes 3, 2, 1, and we're talking, and then they
And
go
they're
like,
writing.
yeah, no, they go literally their faces like,
Yeah.
No, I would hate that. No,
I
I would
was
hate
like,
that.
Yeah. So you start second guessing yourself while you're actually saying it.
yeah,
Nice. That's some
mm.
like
No,
direct
it's
feedback.
it was serious, yeah,
Yeah.
like, and then the next day you're seeing that these people like walking into the gym or something, and they go like, hey Seb, how was it? And then you don't know like what would be the right answer,
Yeah. You say,
you
hey,
know?
you tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I think it was good.
With the eyebrow, like, was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Did I?
Was
Did I
it
get
good?
What
I
are you
see your
trying to
notes?
tell
What do you
me?
think?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
you
yeah.
write something down in track 3. You stopped.
Where's
I
that
said
clipboard?
this, and then you wrote it down, and I
You were
can't
shaking
tell
your
if you
head.
liked it.
You were shaking your head when I said that. Wasn't it good?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was hard.
Let's roll, team.
Was she really in her best space today? Like she's made a decision that this is who I am, and
There's some good conversations
be
going on
coached to
there.
be any
Honest
different.
conversation.
Is she fighting for survival?
Oui.
Oh, the smiley
Survival.
face.
Oui.
A workout can be life-changing, then make sure it is. Don't make it meh.
Here we go,
Don't make
Rach.
It's just a workout.
Rach.
No, it's not. It's an opportunity in somebody's week to turn their day around. That's a really privileged position to be part of somebody's unlocking of themselves. And I
Tell
feel
them,
the
Rach,
gravity
tell
of
them.
the
Right.
responsibility to get it right every time, and we take that so seriously.
Hey, Rach, you say here that the workouts we deliver can be life-changing for our members. What do you mean with that?
Oh my gosh, I could do like a whole podcast on this, Bas. Come back to me next week.
Okay.
So so what I mean by that is it's just a workout. At the end of the day, when you look at it, everyone's living
Yeah.
their life. It's just a workout,
Yeah.
but it's not to the person that's experienced like loss, grief, that's going through relationship breakdowns, that's just been kicked out of their flat, that can't pay their mortgage, that had to like repo their car. Like it's escapism. It's like a breath of life. I've had some amazing heartbreaking stories said to me by a total stranger, but to them, I'm their representation of the workout, breathing life back into their so awfully sad situation. And when they tell me, it's like this weight on my chest.
Yes.
And then I take it back home to Auckland, and when I create the class, I'm thinking this has to create that experience for that person and the other person and the hundreds that I've met over 20 odd years, telling
Yes.
me how important this workout
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So it's just a workout class to the average first view, but it's so much more than that when you really understand what's going on for everyone that's seeking something from it.
How do you think it became that?
Okay, so probably it is the magic ingredient. It's life-changing fitness every time, everywhere. It's what we in our DNA, we grew up on it. Like Sebastian, Nell, myself, we've all come through this process ourselves where we've been the instructor and then we've grown, climbed the ladder and understood what it feels like to fall in love with fitness and how life-changing it is in our own personal experiences. So I can recognize that response in another person.
It's beautiful.
So true.
Absolutely. And I think like, when what just Rach said about we grow up like doing this and like
Yeah.
feeling all those
Yeah.
emotions is pretty much like it comes from the coaching as well. Like what we learn in the initial training,
Yeah.
like how to coach and motivate people, like then it comes the music, then it comes like everybody moving at the same time.
Yeah.
I have had exactly the same as Rachel. Like people out of a sudden come to us and just go like, hey, that what you say in the track 8 in body combat right at the
Yeah.
end. You don't know me, but that was exactly what I needed today. Like I always say for me, my morning classes, body combat, they're not just a workout. It's literally like a
Yeah.
therapy for me and for my customers as well.
Nice.
And we're
I
literally
want to come
so
back to that.
lucky.
Yeah.
We're so
I want to
we're
come back
so
to that
lucky that we
later,
get to do
Seb.
that.
Absolutely no.
Mhm.
It reminded me of something like I don't think there are many moments in life. Like sometimes I think when I hear people saying, "Oh, it's life changing," it sounds so big, right? And it's nice to sort of it's also just a workout, but there is absolutely something more to that. For me, it is there's not many moments in life where people are actually moving. This is what you said, Seb, are actually moving in the same direction. Like opinions, they collide. People are doing their own thing in daily life, and group training is a moment in time where people physically move at the same time in the same direction and often feeling similar emotions, like they feel the same intensity of the workout or the drama of the cool down or whatever it is. I think that's a really strong thing that can connect people really fast.
Yeah,
Massively.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like the common denominator, isn't it? So
Yes.
with your original question, what do you think it is? I wanted to say it's magic because it's what we try to create: movement, music,
yeah.
and motivation. And then as if by magic, wow, people find themselves crying in the middle of a track 8. But it's the sweet science of endorphins, of vulnerability, emotional intelligence, of trust between the instructor and yourself and your capabilities, and then like exploring the edge of your fitness capability, like literally living
physically.
in that super hot heart rate zone where I wouldn't go on my own, but when somebody else is encouraging me and I can see them doing it, it makes me want to do it. And so I access a whole different world, and I do more than I ever thought I could do. And that is magic to people because it's this bond, it's this common denominator, it's social glue. But what I love about what Sebastian said and what you just highlighted is at a time in the world where we're so divided by opinions, to be able to come together and share one emotional human experience.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Beautiful. Speaking about lifted heart rates, Nell, how is your heart rate at the moment? Has it come down?
Slightly. I'm surviving. I need to
Nice.
eat
Nell
soon.
just did a high rocks.
Oh,
Did a high rocks, jumped on
I
the
died.
podcast. How did it go?
I'm dead. It was good. I cramped a lot.
Okay.
But it was good. An hour 20, so
Really
Yes,
nice.
Survive.
Nell, get
Well
it.
done.
survive.
Really nice. Yeah,
But
good.
I feel like it's even just like that kind of same thing about just like exercise and movement, like those kind of experiences. But there's always a part of me that does miss, like, it is the magic of like the music and the motivation of having someone lead you, like in
Yes.
these, you're like so in your head
Yeah.
because it's just you in this, in like a solo kind of race. But when you're in
Yeah.
group fitness, you have so many people around you that are moving with you, and you've got someone that's up there like motivating you, and the music and literally that magic that Rach said. And I feel like you can just push yourself to a whole different level, like goosebump moments.
Yeah. Hey, it's
Yeah.
beautiful and intense and potentially life changing for members. It's also very important for us presenters. Let's have a look.
So it does boil down to the character of the person. Like, what can you handle?
Those are some big jobs, hey? That's a good team.
That body combat class.
Seb, there you
Okay,
are.
sir.
Billy, Kenshin,
Like, you've been at home.
Eileen,
Sebastian!
You've taught modules for years.
Reagan.
You've taught so many classes for years and years and years. And now you've just been here and you've just created history. And
So this is
that's
the
it.
end of
Theo
filming.
does it through the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
There's
was so
endorphins.
emotional.
So you remember this moment, Seb?
Isn't
Oh.
it exciting?
Literally,
Isn't it?
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
You never think it's going to happen, and then it does. To someone as
remember
amazing
that.
as you. We've seen
Oh,
all the stories. Like, it's not a workout, is it?
It is
It's
not.
more than a workout. It's a way of life. It's a journey. It's like you can chart your history by 12 weeks. Release
Yeah.
numbers are more than numbers to people like us. They're a history. And we've all got one. You're all weapons. And I said it in the call down from the Les Mills universe. Because you are superhumans. People don't know what it takes to do what we do. And that was incredible. Done yourselves proud.
Nice.
Party time!
Party time.
One, this is beautiful to watch, and two, there's quite a few things to unpack here. So this is the moment right after filming, where you've worked together for like 5 or 6 days, probably longer if you count the lead up in that as well. And then the director says it's a wrap on that one, and then we see a whole lot of emotions. Why does this mean so much, Rach, to presenters?
So I thought about that with Mai, and I remember that moment. And Mai and I actually go back quite a long time without actually being able to communicate with each other. So
Yeah.
I don't really speak Japanese, and she wasn't speaking English. But for such a long time, she was watching body combat, teaching body combat, learning from body combat, and in her world, that was so far out of reach. I think Sebastian and I have had this conversation that it's happening in another planet almost. And then suddenly you have this personal magical experience where a dream, literally something that you dream about, just happens and you can't enjoy it in the moment because you're so concerned with getting it right.
Yeah.
That at the end of that workout, when your body is let all that stress and pressure go, the relief is real, right? The relief is real. And for Mai, in that moment, we got to stand toe to toe, shoulder to shoulder, side by side. And she was literally, she's teaching and so fixed on being perfect, but in the same time, at the back of her mind, she's like, I'm here, and that's Rach, and that's Dan, and I'm in Auckland. And
It just
and
sunk in.
It's happening.
Yeah.
And you know, adults can have kids' dreams come to reality when we're adults, and like for us, we're little kids when we first start this journey, and then it takes that long, and it literally doesn't happen for everybody. I said it before, like I won the lottery getting this job. Like for me, it's like a life lottery, and to have the opportunity to meet people and make friends with them, like these kids here, it's amazing. And Mai is just such a gentle soul and an absolute weapon as an athlete.
She's amazing.
She is another level. And
Yeah.
literally just
Yeah.
just by watching that moment, like it reminds me, like why we do this and like all these feelings coming up. So like I always do rage. Like when I think I was 16 years old, I watched the first body combat video, and it was Body Combat 50. And in that video, Andres Vesga, another Colombian guy, he was also teaching on stage. Um, and I say like repeated to myself, I'm going to be there. If he's there right now, I'm going to be there one day teaching together with Rach and Dan.
Wow.
And just like, like by being in that moment, in that filming, that was my first time in New Zealand. I remember just like when Rach said, that's a wrap. And we were like, just realizing and taking everything, I was like, I just did it. Like
Yeah.
that dream that I had, like that dream is happening right now. See, literally, like just your heart is full of emotions. Like you've been preparing to yourself to that journey. You just had like a 2 days flight, a full week of rehearsals. So
Yeah,
like
it's
your brain
intense.
is
Yeah.
intense. Like your brain is literally just like all over the
Yeah.
place. You have like cameras, you have your friends in there. So you just like, wow, did it,
You did it. Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, circling back to Rach, after having done so many filmings yourself, is this still as important as it was in the beginning?
More,
How
because
come?
so at the beginning I was a kid, and my experience, I'm still super young now, but my experience of maturity is the
21.
reason that we do dumb stuff when we're young and wild, crazy stuff is because we don't understand the point of reference of the finite nature of life and where that needle moves. We're so young and crazy, and we think life's forever and everything is possible. But every time I do another filming, I wonder, is this my last? Like, how much longer of this will I get? Like, do I need to? I mean, it's just what's done. It's what's happened in the world of the last 5 years. It's realizing that it's a privilege to have this health. It's a privilege to have my friends, to be able to fly, to travel. And every time I teach now, it's worse, Bus, because now I'm like, this is amazing.
Are you able to take it in more?
Yeah, for sure. I'm way
Okay.
more present because I'm not as worried that the camera won't catch me. I trust myself at such a deep level that it's like, I guess, a footballer like Lionel Messi with the football. He knows that ball is attached to him.
Yeah.
And the same with body combat. It's a piece of my soul. So when I'm up there, I'm the vehicle and it's coming out of me. But I am enjoying it even more because I realize how lucky I am to do this for a career, and to have my health to still do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good realization as well. Like we're quite
You're amazing,
fortunate
right?
that we can move our bodies so well, right? So much. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's really cool as well. I can see myself and Sebastian and Nell and the other 20-year-olds coming through and remembering what it was like to be in your 20s and so fresh. You were talking about imposter syndrome before, and it's like there's a look that they have in their eyes when they're looking at us. Like, am I doing what I've seen you do? Is this
Yeah.
it? Is this? Am I going to be happy with this? And it goes after they've seen like 2 or 3 videos. They start to realize that they've arrived, they've got it. But there was
It takes some
absolute
time, right?
look. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump back in. Okay, we've officially started now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is the official
Wow.
start.
That was the intro. Come on,
Oh, look, it's not raining.
It's actually sunny. Front.
Yes, Bronte.
Group training is a sport. If you look at the amount of work that goes into any instructor, whether you're top level or you've
So
just
much
started
work,
out,
right?
there's
So
an
much stuff that
incredible
is
amount of work
not
that goes
visible.
in behind
In
the
any
scenes.
profession that people do really well, there's so much going on that the public doesn't see, right? The audience doesn't know.
And you see those
It
details, like
requires
Katie coming to
dedication.
it. That's
It
a Let Me
requires
Score
work
rehearsal.
ethic.
Yes.
Like,
To
don't
reach
drop
the
your
high
hips.
rankings, you also need to have an
5
ambition.
centimeters,
So
you
what
know,
is your
like
ambition?
small details.
Where would you like to be? How do you see yourself?
Hey, Tina says here that to be in this position where you are, you need to have ambition. In the last few episodes, Seb, we've seen that you are really driven, that you had this long-term goal, and then it's starting to happen. What is your ambition?
I feel like for me, it's just to become the best version of myself. Like when I was a kid, I was always trying to show everybody I'm worth. I
Okay.
can. I will. There is small things
Yeah.
inside that little kid, and I found that like that tool. I would say that weapon
Yeah.
in Les Mills. Like that empower me to get to that point. So I always say to myself, I want to be an international trainer. I want to be a global, worldwide person, not only because that visualization that you have, but
Yeah.
also because I can give voice to people, the voice that they didn't have.
Okay.
So for me, like I came from a family, single mom. She did everything she could for me. Then I got into fitness, and then she
Hmm.
wanted me to be maybe a lawyer or a doctor, and I was like, no, please let me do this because I really want to do this for me.
Yeah.
Um, and I was always fighting, like I want to do something for myself. When I found it, I realized that through my coaching and through my classes, I was able to see and to give the happiness to other people. And when they were coming back to me and saying, "Hey Seb, you did this for me. Hey Seb, I don't know, like I was in depression and now I can just like go forward and move forward in my life." That was for me the click and say like, okay, this is the work that I really want to keep doing. And if I can do it at a bigger scale,
Yeah.
I will do.
And where does that bigger skill come from? Because there might be people perfectly happy in their local gym, but you had that desire to not stay at the local gym. You wanted to take it
No,
elsewhere.
yeah.
You even moved countries for it. Where does that desire come from?
I think like first following my dreams, of course, like that was something that I always had in mind. I want to go big, and it's not only with Les Mills or fitness. Like for me, everything that I do, I always go big. I
Okay.
want to like, I want more. I want more. I want more. And thing is again because the bigger you go, um, the loudest you can be, and more
Okay.
voice you can give to people. And for me, that's really important. Like I represent my community. I represent where I come from. I represent queer community as well. And for me, just giving voice to them, to those that they cannot actually talk, that's for me really important.
Tell me a little bit more about that. What do you mean with those who can't actually talk?
There are many people, not only in fitness, like going outside,
Yeah.
that when they come to the gym, you could see them a little bit like shy and maybe like
Yeah.
reserved, quiet by themselves.
Yeah.
And it's not only because that the style, the type of people, is because they have like something else. Like you cannot break through those walls right away.
Yeah.
Um, when you're in the classes, you start realizing and you start seeing on those eyes something is happening, something is changing. And as you keep going, like maybe they will come back to your class or maybe they will talk to you while you're walking out the gym or coming back into the gym, you realize there is something else. That's why they don't talk. Maybe there is a reason they are just going in the morning or in the evening,
Yeah.
like, and when you start like creating that story around that character, that person, I actually know, okay, that's a biggest reason why they come to business classes because they want to feel connected in other way. Maybe they don't have enough friends. Maybe that's a safe space. That was my safe space back in the days, going to my classes, teaching my classes because I didn't feel not safe, but I didn't feel 100% comfortable at home. So
Yeah.
like going to the classes, that was for me like I need to escape. I need to go to my wonderful world.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's um I know that there are so many people that are feeling the same way out there, and I still can see it on the classes, on the gyms, that they use this as that
Escape.
moment. Escape. Yeah.
And they would also like, I guess they look up to like you as well, and to like us instructors as kind of like that's who they're, yeah, like you are their voice kind of thing, and like you represent them, and they value being able to like relate to someone too.
Hey, no, I wanted to ask you. We also heard that in this job or choosing this job, um, it takes a lot to get there, and it also means that we have to avoid certain things. Um, Rachel says earlier in the episode, people don't know what it takes for us to do what we do. What did it take for us to do what we do?
You Do you have to make sacrifices? Like, I think I was having a conversation with someone not long ago, and it's kind of that like balance between like,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's 5 or 3 different things, and one's maybe like work, one's yourself, your friends, your
Yeah.
family. There's like 5 different things that you always try and balance, and you can't almost have everything. Like you almost have to
Yeah.
give off something to put in to something else. Like you almost can't have 100% of everything. And
So what
like
are some things that you feel you're sacrificing?
probably I very much can balance a lot of things, but I feel like you
Nice.
can always see one of them start to give way. And sometimes whether that's like family and friends, like we are always having to work at ourselves to when we go and like travel or in filmings.
Yeah.
There's so much prep involved in the lead up, and that might mean not being able to go do like a social event or catch up with your friends for some reason, just because you're not there for it. So you try and invest your time wherever you can, but yeah, like I know in the lead up to filmings and like doing back to back filmings even this time, like they're so close together. Like you literally finish and then we
Yeah.
go into
Straight
workshops
into
as
the next one.
instructors.
Yeah.
Like yeah, we go into workshops in
Yeah.
our regions, and then
Yeah.
so it's like constant for like a month, and then you recover, and then you're almost like then, oh, I need to start prepping again for like the next
Yeah.
filming. Like there's
Yeah.
almost like
Yeah.
no break, and you
Yeah.
can't
You,
just
you
prep
never stop.
a couple weeks. No, you can't just prep a couple weeks before either. Like you're always trying to, and then you're like doing your feedback and reviews, and you're always just trying to find a little way that you can better yourself and also better your members as well and the experiences that we're creating. So yeah, I feel like there's always something that has to give, and I feel like for me sometimes it's friends and family.
Okay.
Because I am very ambitious with like work, because you have to balance that. Like, yeah,
Are the sacrifices worth it?
I think it's this is getting deep. But there's one of my friends who was a presenter in like Australia,
Yeah.
and I would always like talk to him about it, and he was like, "It's lonely at the top," and I was like, "Yeah." Like in some way, I guess I relate to that because it's hard to. I think when we go back to our regions and go back to where we're from, like the privilege of being able to like come over to New Zealand and like see all the instructors and all the presenters like globally, like we all relate to the hard work that gets put into it. But
Yeah.
when you go back to your region, you almost like don't have anyone else, and it's so hard with time zones. You almost like can't chat to anyone about what you're feeling and
Mm.
how filming went even as well. Like you might have thoughts about that, but it's so like I've never loved talking about it to other people because I know how privileged I am to be where I am. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to go and like boast about like I just did this, like this and this, because so many people look up to us and would die to like be in the position that we are in. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it gets hard in that sense as well when so much of your friends that are like so far away. That's one thing I know I struggle with a lot. So I like
Yes.
one of my favorite things coming to filmings or like events is being able to see
See,
everyone.
seeing everyone again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I
Yeah.
feel like we lean on each other. Like I know Seb and I like we've been so lucky to film so many times together, and
Yeah.
like the stuff that happens, and I'm like always so grateful whenever I get to film with him. Like we just hold our hands like we're in it together kind of thing. Like we need each other. So yeah.
Did you start roughly at the same time?
No,
Oh, that
Seb,
was no
you've been doing it longer than me.
a,
I've
a
probably
little
been
bit.
2
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when Nell came to New Zealand that time, and I was like, bless her, come on. I was like, oh,
Well,
come on. She can be my
the
kid. No,
story of
just kidding.
probably nah. Well, the story about like this is where we go back to the imposter syndrome. Like my first filming, I didn't know anyone, and I was like, "Oh my god, like what am I doing here?" I was so scared. And Seb messaged me on Instagram, and like I'd seen him on videos and that. So and like when I was meeting everyone, I was still like, "Oh my god, like Deb, like it's Rach, like." it's sad. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, it was crazy. And then I remember going back to the apartment. I got in there and Seb, like House, Reagan, like everyone, they were like sitting in the hotel lobby. And I like kind of saw them as I was walking up and I was like, okay, I'm too scared to like go up and say something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like walk in. If someone recognizes me, then cool. Otherwise, I'm just gonna walk straight through to the elevator and that's it. And then I walked in and Seb was like, oh my God, now! And I was like,
Nice.
and then we went to the beach and it was a good vibe. But
Nice.
like, yeah, I was so scared. And yeah, Seb was the first one to be like,
And I think that's something that it comes again back to what you say, Nell, that when we are together, we actually relate to each other on those feelings, right? Like we
yeah.
feel we feel sometimes really lonely because we are traveling, and maybe when you are, like away from home, it's just you're used by you by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we are there and we're doing the events, this is our family. So it's literally like
Yes.
sometimes,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Rach? It's like
Yeah.
literally like the, I don't know, like for example, Rach, Dan, KG, they will say after rehearsals, okay, guys, you can go sleep, relax, take your time. We don't want to go alone to our rooms. We just want to connect, to be with our family because
Mm.
like that's the moment that we need to, like to feel in that community that we build. So it's that's why we are like this bond that we have
Yeah.
in the international team is so strong. Like when we are in other country in one event, literally we are almost all the time together, not sleeping, like sleeping everywhere by themselves, but like from breakfast until dinner, we
Yeah.
are the whole time together. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes and no, because when you get a little bit further down the line, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go to my room.
Mm.
I need to hide from people. But like it's really interesting listening to Bass talk about like what is that sacrifice? Because I'm listening to Nell and I'm thinking about when I was your age, and I'm thinking about listening to what you're saying now and thinking about the sacrifices that are made.
Mm.
And then Bass is like,
Yeah.
is it worth it? I'm like, where do I start? Where do I start? Because I said in that episode, people don't know what it takes to do what we do, and that's the tip of the very melty icebergs. You can't be. Look, you just don't make it at Les Mills, and this is the brutal truth. You will not be a repeat presenter unless you live, breathe, sweat, sleep your skill, because there are so many people that do what we do really, really, really well, right? So what is the difference between your 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds of coaching, who knows what you're going to be given, right?
Yeah.
How do you make that pop? How do you make that stand out? Like the ball and Lionel Messi are the same thing, and you become that. And what it takes to do that is complete obsession. And you can't obsess over something and then have a fulfilling life elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay? Especially in this job where you travel. When you travel as much, like every single one of us in this chat here knows about travel, knows about planes. They're boring, they're fatiguing, they're exhausting. Hotels, you don't speak the language, you can't order the food. I go back to like days where we didn't have credit cards and we had like no idea. Like I had my family saying, are you going to settle down? Are you going to settle down? Are you going to, you should probably stop now, Rach. You need a boyfriend.
It's enough now.
You need a life. That's enough now.
Yeah.
And there's that
Yeah.
period of time when people start asking you all these questions. Are you going to slow down? Are you going to build a life for yourself? And then what else are you going to do when you don't have this? Because
Yes.
because it really is everything. It
Yeah.
is your entire life in a healthy, unhealthy way. You can't be life changing in your career if you're not so deep in the art of moving people with music and motivation.
Hey, Rach,
Yeah.
knowing what you know now, would you have done anything different?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what are the things you would have done differently?
I'm
I
listening.
would have learned communication at school.
Okay.
I really would. I would have learned how to negotiate and how to explain compromise, because some of the hardest times was created differences. Like learning, like what is right by you is right by someone else, and like the harsh feedback of somebody saying the work that you've done isn't good enough, but to you it feels amazing and it feels like you've got, like, that's it. How can that not be it? And my communication skills and my understanding of myself just weren't up to the level that they are now, but they're not going to be. That's what life is. You have to mature.
That's where you
through it.
learn as well,
Learn.
of course.
Yeah.
This is the best learning ground for people.
Yeah.
Like if you, it's the deep end. At the deep end of life is taking on, standing wearing next to nothing in a room full of strangers who watch you for 55 minutes whilst you physically kill yourself to music.
Yeah.
With the highest heart rate, and try and show everybody how amazing you are, and it doesn't hurt whatsoever.
And how much fun this is.
This is so much fun. You should come back next week. Like that's the reality.
So, Rach, communication skills. Is there anything else you would have done differently?
Oh, so much. Yeah. Do you want to do another podcast with me on that one? We'll come back.
Yes, I would love to. Yes.
Yeah, because there's so much. I mean, I've sacrificed a million different things, and if I get into it, I'm gonna need therapy after this episode.
And we're only like
all
2.5 minutes into the actual episode that we're watching. We need to speed up because people are falling asleep behind their computers right now.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's keep watching.
Julie.
This was cool. Like, this is the behind the scenes stuff of everybody rehearsing. All the work that goes in, all those hours before we actually show up on camera.
All the centrals.
Yeah. Studio One.
Amazing superhumans. Those spend an incredible amount of time in the gym.
This must have been from
out,
Body Combat 100, I
perfecting
think.
their
Yeah.
I remember that
spent on
class.
scripting.
It's like that. And then you just say,
When you're on stage, it serves a purpose. But the way you serve your purpose is to connect with people.
Hey, Seb, we see you a lot together.
Incredibly exciting time ahead.
Eileen
coming up.
has
We're
been
going to
like
see
my best
the
friend in
top
this
ranks
journey.
in action.
You have to
There's
have
Marlon
that
making it look
mentality
hard again.
to
It's never
push
hard for
through,
him. He just
to
makes
take
it look
yourself
hard.
to the edge. The grit, the grind. So when you're in competition, you have a one-up on the person you're competing with.
I have a question right here.
Oh, wow.
Over the last few episodes, we've heard so many people talk about the stuff that we are talking about today as well. That you create these beautiful connections with people, that it starts to feel like family now, family away from home. But there must be moments where you feel competition as well, right? Are there moments when these connections feel like competition?
That's a tough question.
I was just about to say, if somebody doesn't say yes, they're lying.
And let's get real.
Yes,
let's
because
Okay, let's get real, Seb.
Let's get real. Let's get
it's
real.
ego
Like,
versus ego.
yes, exactly. So, this is our family and this is our friends. Like, we're together and we're really proud when, like, all of us, we get to do something and we get the opportunity. Of course, there is something there, like, when, I don't know, the camera goes more to the other than to you. That happens. I think it's also human, like, because you have worked so hard to get to this point. You have sacrificed so many things in your life to get to this point. And then when you are there and you see, like, oh, wait, there are more that have done the same. There are more that deserve the same. It's hard sometimes to actually see it. I think, like, we have learned to cope with that.
And how do you do that?
I feel like also, like, trusting the journey, trusting the process. Like, at some point at the beginning, I was really, like, I thought that I just had one shot and you have just to, like, give everything there, right there in those 5 minutes in that filming, in that event. But it's not about that. It's about like thinking the long term, and they're going to come another opportunity. You're gonna have more events. You're gonna have other filming, and then you're gonna have again that situation that you can actually like showcase yourself
Mm.
or elevate somebody else. Um, I think this is just like changing the mindset. In my case, changing the mindset a little bit, and not thinking about, oh, that's the one. This is the only and the last. And just
Okay.
thinking about you're gonna have more opportunities in life,
Yeah.
right? I'm proud of my friends. I'm proud when I see them. I just like scream and
Yeah.
I cry behind the camera. I give applause because it's it's authentic. It's the truth.
Nice.
But yeah, back to your question. Yeah, we feel competition.
How's that for you now?
I feel like, God, I don't even know. I feel like again, it's that mindset shift. Like you're not. You almost need to think like you are you. We had a call with Kylie and Marlon like the other day, and like I can't remember what it was, but it was like there's no other there's no other Nell. Like Nell's taken, like Rach is taken, like Seb is taken. There is only one of that person, and you can't compete with that. Like you have to be yourself. And I
Yeah,
guess to like Seb's point of opportunities as well, like we are so lucky that we do get the opportunity to come back again and again. But I like acknowledge to so many instructors and presenters like out there, like for them, that's maybe their one only opportunity, and there might not ever be another
true.
opportunity, which can also be really hard. And I think that's
Yeah.
when competition can also come through. So I feel like at the start, there's that kind of feel of competition because you do have to try and be the best. And I guess this is what the documentary is about, is being like the best instructor, and that it's like shifting that mindset to being the best instructor you can be. And then
It happens
uplifting
in that
others.
order,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't be where you are now, and Seb can't be where he is without that attitude of I will do whatever it takes to be
Yeah.
the best version of me, to learn and to gather such self-awareness, because so many people are giving you feedback that you
Mm-hmm.
can't switch off your awareness and then switch it back on. You're going to notice when the camera's on you, when you said the line that you spent 3 days trying to figure out. Like,
Yeah.
why is the camera not on me when I said that? Why was it like no one's going to understand what I was meaning from my heart? And then the race and the scramble to understand where the world outside and the world inside your head meets, and is it the same? Are you being perceived in the same way that you see yourself?
Yeah.
And then once you've acknowledged that, once you understand that, and you realize that there is continuity between the outside world and the inside world, like in your head, and you are where you think you are, that's when the mindset shifts and you've arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that in your eyes, and I see that in your posture and the way that you walk around, and there's your shoulders are down. The people that know that they belong, that have found that internal confidence, that can marry the outside and the inside together and really believe in their ability and the value that they add. The shoulders come down, the eyes relax. There's more spontaneity behind the camera. The microphone is your friend. It's not intimidating. And
Yeah.
and the people that make it the distance, that go the distance, they have the ability to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
Whereas people that don't necessarily go the distance can't jump that void, can't make that connection happen, because they're constantly living in self-assessment, self-awareness, and they never arrive at their own value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to
Beautiful.
almost like start there first and
Yeah.
meet like that
Experience
halfway.
it.
And like we've all been there,
Yeah.
and it takes time.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at somebody who's bringing sometimes competition to my doorstep. Kenshin Tani.
Can they take themselves to another level? Can they turn it up just a little bit more?
Back to the front question.
There we go.
To the right. Let's go.
sometimes I'm looking at a call rehearsal and I'm
Can
thinking,
you hold your nerve?
what's happening
Because
there?
at this level,
A lot.
Aren't
you know,
they just
there's a lot to be
holding
nervous
positions
about.
for a little bit too long?
Because sometimes when the pressure hits, some people lean into it and some people run away from it. So
That's
who's
what you just
actually
said.
going to be able
Rach.
to bring
Different
it?
words, but
Might see some surprises.
that's a team. Okay, now we're really gonna start. This
Oh,
is
wow.
where we're really gonna
What?
start.
Oh my god, the tension in here.
How is it not raining again? I feel like it's rained every day for a year.
Yeah,
There
probably
is
a
a
lot
This
has to
ma-
be cut.
Huge
This
difference
is the
between a
fittest
good
man in the
presenter
world.
and a great
Yeah.
presenter.
Rob is
It
talking
is.
about the
You don't know what
difference
that is,
between a
but it's
good presenter and a
glaringly
great
obvious.
presenter.
What it is a combination of all those little things coming together, plus a bit of X factor.
Mai and
Kenshin
Kenshin.
Tani is one of our
Dynamic duo.
lead trainers in Japan. One of the
Yep.
things that makes him an absolute superstar is his commitment to his physicality. Incredible body combat. His
Yeah.
technical capability is up there. It's a 10 out of 10.
So good, right? Like
Kenshin-
really
Kenshin-
inspiring.
He's one of those
Amazing.
guys that literally like he moves so fast and so great.
You can't keep up.
Yeah.
It's not always fun to teach with Kenshin because you know that his physical level is here and you have to work so hard to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
He moves so effortlessly. And you think like, how is this possible? And it looks beautiful. And he's one of the most hardworking, down-to-earth, and fittest humans I've ever seen. That's where I used to live. Well, not that street.
僕の名前は谷健信です。レズミューズで
9.9.
はボディコンバット、グリッド、レズミューズコア、そしてボディパンプを教えてます。
When I moved to Japan, I've heard of Kenshin. You know,
Yeah.
you sometimes you hear stories about people you haven't met them, but it's almost like their aura
Yeah.
comes
ここは
first.
横浜で、
Kenshin was one of those
10
people.
年前かな。僕がグリッドとのプログラム担当になった時に、
And then I met him for the first time, and I thought, like, okay, yeah, everybody's right.
Totally.
Yeah,
He's so humble as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
The negative thing is that his tuck jumps are just too high.
Yeah, Aaron,
The
Too high, Kenshin.
audacity.
I'm with you on
You
that one.
move too fast. Just too fast.
We need to slow
could
down
say the
the
same thing
music
about
for
Aaron.
him to land on
強
time
くなり
again.
たいとか上手くなりたいっていう思いはやっぱり強かった。
What did he just say? I want to be stronger and better
けど
than the
今
people next to me. Is that what that
自分との
just
勝
said?
負の方が
Oh, well, you are winning.
今
Well
強
done.
いですかね。
And it's really nice to hear that him saying that because
Yeah.
he's so humble, Seb.
Yeah.
That it sometimes it looks you know, when you work with people that are really good, sometimes you get the feeling like, okay, you need to tone it down a little. Okay, yeah, we know you're good, you've shown it multiple times now, don't
Yeah.
get too ahead of yourself. I think that's very it's a bit Kiwi style. How do you call that? Like
Tall poppy syndrome.
tall
Yeah.
poppy syndrome. Yeah,
So
everybody
when you're
just echo.
shadowing, you should shadow. Don't be
Yeah.
the star if you're the shadow.
Uh-huh.
With Kenshin, I'll sometimes have the opposite.
Yeah.
Show more how great you are because you are so great, but he's so humble that he rather push others forward rather
Yeah.
than stepping forward himself. It's a beautiful quality that I think a lot of people can learn from. But it's really nice to hear him say, I have that desire to be better and to compare myself to others and then still be better.
Mm.
I remember the last time that I talked to him, he literally said to me like, said I'm just like giving a space and giving room for the new generation because I know that what it takes and I want to help them. And I was like, Kenshin,
Beautiful.
that's so beautiful because
Yeah.
you are a coach. You are so amazing. Like we
Yeah.
want more from you. You know, like just learn to showcase you because you are inspiration for all of us. And just by him saying, "Nah, it's not about me. It's about like how I can bring other people in the journey."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, you are
Yeah.
perfect.
Really,
Like,
really,
perfect.
really nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm feel really fortunate that he was on the team when I lived in Japan. Like even though like we didn't speak the same language, my Japanese was very very bad. His English was good, but it was still a struggle. But it felt like I had a friend there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
really nice
That's
guy.
so
I love that
nice.
guy. Let's see a little bit more of his family life.
Kenshin is in a league of his own. Work ethic,
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Athleticism, 10 out of 10. He's just the package.
Mustache, 10 out of 10.
Inspiring, he's encouraging.
Chisai
A
biceps,
wonderful human being as
10
well.
out of 10.
Smile, 10 out of 10.
10. Kenshin's family.
Is he about to make some food? That looks like he's about to cook.
All the Dutch
Pikachu.
people are watching, thinking, "Ooh, nice, little pancakes."
Yeah, exactly.
奥さんに夢があってお父さんと一緒にフルマラソンしたいっていう夢があったんですよ。いろんなもの撮ってくれたんで。
He ran a marathon with his partner's
それが終わるまで
dad
は
in
子供を作るって
Hawaii
いうのはなしにして。
Cool.
before they got kids.
混ぜた
Wow. But so that's like mini Kench. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
They're so
look.
Yeah.
それを達成したんですよね。ホノルルマラソン
That's
一緒に
Yushi?
お父さんと行ってきてフルマラソンしたからじゃあもう
And
そ
his
ろそろ
daughter is
子供
called Emma.
欲しいねって話をして長男が生まれたって感じです。
Pancakes. Yum.
Okay, that looks delicious.
Yeah, I'm hungry
80
now.
years old. And this is Emma, 4 years old. No, 少ないよ。
She was 4 back then.
タコ出とる。タコ出とる。
Oh, I
Okay,
want
this is
that
making
now.
me hungry. Yeah, this is making
Yeah.
me hungry. What is that,
Name
Bus? What are
food.
they making?
It's I don't know.
チャンスが増えてきてるのは事実で。
It looks
It's
good.
balls. Sometimes you have these. Yeah, it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be explaining
す
it.
ることはもちろんで、やっぱり家を長く空ける分、妻にかかる負担もそうだし、子供を寂しい思いもするので、そこはやっぱり悩む。
It's cool to see a bit of his background story, right?
Yeah.
で頑張りたいって思うような言った時に、まあその頃からこうレズミジャパンで働きたいとか、なんかこうトレーナーになってもっとこう大成したいとか、フィルミング出たいとかっていうのは若い頃から言ってたので、暑いかもしれない気ぃつけよ。
Okay, that kid's chopstick skills is
その時からもう
whoa.
なんかやればできるっていうのを口癖で毎回言ってきてて、なんかこう一番疑ってなかったというか、今のこの状況を一番疑ってない
That
し、
kid's like, oh, it's hot.
驚い
It's
てない
hot.
というか、
Yeah.
なるようになったよねみたいな感じ。
All the tourists coming to Japan, they always burn their mouth on on that dish because it's.
Oh, yeah.
Really, that's so funny.
走って2位で置いといて。
Hey, we
Oh my
hear Kenshin talk about how supportive his partner is
Yeah.
and how much she believed in him. How important is it to have a partner to understand what we do?
Oh, wow, that's really really important. I feel blessed that my husband is actually like 100% supportive in everything that I do. Um, but of course, I know I'm coming back to the question before. What do we have to sacrifice to get to this point? Is that like your, like relationship life? You have to be really open about it. Like if you're going to be traveling,
Yeah.
if you want to get ready for something, you're gonna take time out of your relationship. You know, I've had birthdays. I had getting together with friends, situations and family that I have to be away, and the only thing that I can do is do a FaceTime call.
Yeah.
Like it's hard, and
Yeah.
when you are in another time zone, well, maybe you just have 30 minutes or 1 hour to talk because it's 12 hours difference.
Yeah.
So you don't have that time to connect with that person. It's really important knowing that you have that support, and like I always call Andres, my husband, my point back to earth somehow. He always says to me like, Amor, don't forget, you just teach classes. So don't think you are Beyonce. you know,
Nice.
and that's something that I always, you know, like
Yeah.
it's the reality. Exactly. It's like,
Come on.
honey, you don't
There,
know
see?
me. It's like, period. It's
Are you
literally
sure?
is that, you know? Is the support is that support, and also like going back to earth and saying like, okay, this is who I am, you know, like um and just like knowing in some events he has been in there, and just like seeing that person that you
Yeah.
love so much, that knows how much time you have invested on this, is like, I get it, you know, like this is the love of my life. So it's really important. It's really important having someone, maybe not only your partner, but having someone by your side who supports
Yes.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't have anyone for a very long time, and I found it quite freeing because I didn't have to call anybody. I didn't
Yeah.
have to. I could just go to my
Yeah.
room, and it was
Yeah.
freedom. Like I'm done. So a typical day on the road starts at 6 a.m. You eat breakfast with everybody. So if you don't like talking to people when you first wake up, well, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's there.
Everyone's
Yeah.
there, and they all want to come and say hi. So you put on you're like, hi, I'm so excited. But deep inside, I just want to eat my breakfast and wake up. And then the day goes the whole day, and you're doing three hours of high intensity exercise, maybe 2 hours of photo calls where you meet a stranger every 30 seconds to 60 seconds, take a photo with them, hear their wonderful story, and then they're gone. And by the time you get back to your room, you're cleaning your clothes in the sink, standing in the shower.
Because there's no washing machine.
There's no washing machine, and you don't have
Sometimes.
time to go to a washing machine because you're going to another city. So you're standing on your clothes in the bath, and to not have to speak to somebody, that was quite awesome for me because I'm peopled out at that point. Because you just don't, you give it all during the day. There's nothing left for you to give it to the next event, right?
I recognize that so much.
And then if you go from back to back events, fortunately on the road long enough, people get to know you, and they see now with social media where you've been. So there's an understanding.
Yeah.
That you're not just arriving fresh. You're literally shattered, tired, and you're injured or munted because your muscles can't recover because you're just constantly on the go. And they understand. They're like, hey, we're all going out for dinner tonight. We've scheduled Monday this, Tuesday that, Wednesday that, Friday this. You've got 2 hours off on Thursday, and you're like, where's the laundry?
Yes. Yeah.
Dinner's at
And can
11
I-
p.m.
Your dinner. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. If you're in Spain, if you're in France, if you're in Portugal, what's up?
That's like 1 a.m.
Yes. You
Yeah.
don't get dinner till midnight. Literally midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Ah.
That's literally crazy. Or China tours. When you're in China, it's just like you just go
Plain,
like that,
teach, eat,
don't
sleep,
eat.
plain,
Next go.
teach, go sleep.
Come on,
Next
Lady
class,
Gaga.
let's go.
You're here now, so we're gonna make sure that you see enough different places.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. But like, how do you say to somebody, "I'm so tired," when they just see the beautiful life? And like Nell said at the beginning, like I get you, girl. You don't want to go say to somebody, "This is hard," because all they see is the fun. And you just can't tell somebody actually. Actually, I had a sore throat in that trip. I had a blocked nose there. I got my period halfway through a workout in that one. Like, I don't have enough socks left. I lost my favorite jumper on the plane. I ran
I
out of
lost one
paracetamol
airport.
about 3 days ago.
Yeah.
There's so many. Like I remember one day, I think it was my second city in China. I think so. And then I was taking these pictures, as you say, Rach. Like you are here, like 30 minutes, 1 hour, taking pictures back to back. I get a cramp in my face because I was so tired and dehydrated. And then like I came back, like I finished, and then one of the office teammates, he asked me like, "Hey Seb, you're really happy," and I'm like, "It's because I
I can't
cannot
move my
relax
face anymore.
I can't move my face."
And it was
He's like,
so
"Oh my
funny to
God."
like. It's so funny to look at the photos
Oh.
from like the first kind of like either if you're doing the event first or like the photos at the start of the trip and then like the photos towards the end of your trip and you're like, oh, yeah, that seems about right. because it is taxing.
Totally.
Hey team,
Yes.
let's get back to Kenshin. Watch a little bit more of Kenshin.
走って2位に置いといて悩むけれどまあ妻からも言われている通りやっぱり仕事で自分がチャレンジを
It's
する
so
ことを応援
beautiful.
したいと言ってくれているので
They have a really nice.
Oh, they're so cute.
行くことは
But just as fast as it.
いつも大体即決で
Yes, Japan.
Those trees are so beautiful. This time
It's
of year. Yeah, probably
gorgeous.
right now. Yeah. Okay, we're back in Sydney with Marlon.
Okay,
Okay, Black
Marlon.
The
Panther.
guy bikes as well.
Of course his bike's black. Of course.
Of course.
I'm sometimes wondering, is there anything the guy can't do?
Yeah.
He does everything.
Yeah. And he's
Sing.
good at
He cannot sing.
Nice. Nice. You know, you have these.
So I'll
I've
go
got a
out for
couple
like
of
2 or 3
friends who are
hours on
literally
Saturday
good
morning
at
to ride a bike.
everything, making music, being funny,
I want to be mobile.
good with
I want to
girls.
be strong.
That's
Like-
annoying.
It's
I want to
like-
be able to bike 180
It's really good to have them as friends,
I
but
want to be able to
sometimes
swim
it's
5K
nice to
at
know.
any
Okay,
moment.
he
I
can't
want to
sing.
be able
I
to
have
squat
one thing.
200 kilos.
I have one thing.
So there are all these things that I want to be able to do, and I'm not willing to sacrifice any of them.
We spoke with Marlon in episode 1 about where his drive came from. It was really beautiful and a bit emotional to hear his story.
Really.
I've been an athlete my entire life, and I've been competitive
looking
my
forward to
entire
hearing
life.
that.
You have to separate yourself from that and just think about what we're trying to create and not getting too hung up on, oh, this person is better than me or I'm better than this person, because we truly do all bring something as a team.
Nice. I'm wondering what he's eating because I'm making notes.
And they're looking at you saying like, are you going to tell me to do something? Or are you going to ask me to do something? I truly believe it's about honesty with yourself, and it's about commitment. And you get on stage and you have to believe what you're saying. You have to believe what you're doing, because humans can pick it up right away.
Yeah.
So the unique thing about entertainment and sport is, and Les Mills, which is the crisscross of them both, is you get to see that belief that you are truly enjoying yourself. If you're working your ass off, I believe that inside of you on stage,
yeah,
you are fighting for your life, and you're not just putting it on.
Speaking
for
about
us.
partners,
You're not
that's
just
his
making
partner Felicity.
the grunt noises because you think that's what we want to hear. You're not just sweating because the lights are hot, and that's what I think that's what truly separates.
Yeah, it's the ability
some
to
from others.
truly enjoy yourself at what you're doing.
You almost died just now.
Because of this chili.
Oh.
Almost ate that.
So if Marlon eats chili, he just even the most.
Seb, I think this is also really good for us to know. He might not be able to sing, and he might not be able to eat spicy foods. That's 2 things, you know?
2 things.
He
To
still
keep the
has a
list
lot
going.
on me though, but those 2 things I will bring up at the right times.
Yes,
Did
but it's
anyone else notice
Some people,
did anyone
they
else
come
notice
to a
Marlon's
fitness
shoes
class
were matching?
for lots of different reasons.
Yeah, that's
Whether
weird.
it's results orientated, whether it's motivation, whether it's meeting new people, whether it's like getting away from the stress of everyday life.
My Nordic
one of the
team.
things that just keeps people coming back, and these are great, or even good and great instructors, is that they are able to connect. Not just, before class and after class and know their names and know a little bit about them, but in the moment, in the middle of the chaotic punching and kicking and the choreography and the music and the technique and then all those layers of coaching. But it just feels like I'm speaking to you. Yeah, okay, there's 200 in the class, and I'm speaking to you.
That's a really cool skill some trainers have, right? Like,
yeah,
connect to that one person in the room.
That will bring their team along, and then there is the ones that stand alone and stand out because maybe they have a huge self-belief of I am the best, I am the
How
one.
do you do that if you have
And actually,
200 people in front
that
of you?
self-belief hinders growth.
I feel
because
like
how
it
can you
comes
grow
sometimes
if
as
you already
well.
believe you're the best? There's nowhere to
If
go
you
but
understand that people want to be seen and heard, like you keep speaking like to everybody, but if you like make eye contact with somebody, that creates
It's
the
finding that
difference.
right person.
Yeah.
Nice.
Connection.
Seb, we're about to dive a little bit deeper into your story again.
Fitness is not only about feeling great body-wise, it's more about mental. When I jump on a stage and I teach
I
my
remember
classes,
that I didn't have voice in
know
that
that
moment.
there are some
It was
people
up
out
right
there
after FIBO.
needing that
No
energy
voice
from the
at all.
instructor.
I was
Sounds
just
nice.
doing my
I
best.
Sounds nice and dramatic.
When I was younger, I was on the other side.
Hey, I want to stop briefly here, Seb. In episode 1, we hear a lot about your backstory, how you moved from Colombia, now living in Germany. You also shared that your mother worked really hard to be able to afford the fee for the fitness studio when you were younger. And that you wanted to make her proud by going regularly almost every day. Can you take us back to that time? What was it like growing up in Colombia, and how that decision of your mom to pay for that gym, how has that influenced you?
Wow. Okay, this is going deep. So when I was a kid, of course, I grew up like just with my mom and with my grandparents. It was just the four of us. That was our family, and my mom did everything she could actually back in the days. Like she worked really hard until like extra hours, so like until 10 p.m. Um,
Wow.
just to like be able to pay my school, to pay my stuff. Like um, on the other part of the family, my cousins, they're really privileged,
Okay.
and it was always this kind of like competition as a kids. Oh, you have the new trainers. Oh, you have the new like shirt, it looks really nice. You have the new toy, and I always wanted to like try to keep up, or my mom always wanted me to like keep up with them, kind
Okay.
of.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a culture in Colombia, right? And then I remember that day, or for that summer, my cousins at the part of the family, they were able to travel to Disneyland in United States. And then I didn't get the visa because as a Colombian you need a visa to travel to the
Yeah.
US. My mom was not able to pay for some holidays. She was just like, we're staying here, both of us,
Yeah.
because I don't have any possibility. And of course, I was really young. I wasn't understanding like
Yeah.
everything. And now I regret like all those kind of like showing those feelings into my family. But come on, I was a kid, right? So like nothing that you were able to do. Um, but then my mom say, "Hey, I just have."
Thanks for sharing, Seb.
Yeah.
Deep conversations.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when I remember those moments, it's just like, and I see where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
It's like life has changed. My cousins, they were able to go to Disneyland, and I was not. So that was the situation that happened with my mom. She goes, "We're staying here, both of us in Cali, in my hometown. Um, I don't have a lot of money right now because like everything that I had for this summer it was to pay your school. Um, so what I can do is there is a new gym right in the corner. They just open. I can pay the fee, but then we cannot do anything else. That's the only thing that I have."
How old were you then, Seb?
I was, I think, 14.
Okay.
Yeah, 14,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then, so I got into the gym, and just by hearing that from my mom saying, "This is the only thing that I have," that was something that I've heard for so many years already, right? So I knew in my school I was always like trying to get the best notes, trying to get theories on the room, getting some prizes as well, just also to make my mom proud and just to say, "Hey, I see you. I know how hard you're working. This is your reward," right? Like I cannot give you something bad right now as money or something like that, but I
Yeah.
can give you that reward feeling like, okay, I'm paying for something, I'm getting this something back for my son. So back into the gym, I got into my Thursday, and then my mom stayed at home. I went to the gym, and of course I was really young. They say to me, you cannot go and just do strength training, like you're still developing yourself. And they asked me, you would like to be like just lift some weights and just to experience something else, you can do a body pump class. We have a body pump class in here. That was my first class that I joined when I was 14. I remember going into this room. Back in the days, there were these just like the red plates, body pump branded, with the bars, like the black bars. I remember seeing this room, music loud, everybody lifting at the same time. And then the instructor goes, "Are you ready?" In Spanish, of course. And everybody goes, "Yes." When I think about that moment, I still get goosebumps just by saying that out loud. I want to be there. I want to be up on stage. I want to create that in people. I want to bring that happiness somewhere. Maybe it was because, like I was a happy kid, but the life of my family, it was like hardworking. It was like seeing my mom, like getting those moments like there is not a lot to do. Um, and just by on the other side, seeing that full of happiness in the room, it it, it was just like, okay, come here. This is your space. And since that day, I was like, I want more, I want more. Then I joined a body combat class. And when I joined a body combat class, literally just like moving, feeling free, feeling that everybody was like releasing. Because now that when I do body combat, it's like that release. Like it doesn't matter what happened in your day. You're just there and just like just give it all.
Yeah.
Um that was for me the moment and the click saying I want to come back to this and just like dedicate my life into that. So from a 14 years old
Yeah.
with no many opportunities, having the only shot in life, that was how it became.
Was Les Mills is Les Mills a way out for you?
I wouldn't rephrase it, not a way out, a way into
Into what?
into happiness, into belonging somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, feeling maybe that community that not many people could get really easy in life.
Yeah.
Um Connecting with people on the same feelings. Like so many people do group fitness classes for the same reason. It's not about the workout itself. It's about what's happening in your mind. It's
Yeah.
about what you want to hear from the instructor. It's about those emotions coming up.
Seb, thank you so much for sharing. Let's watch a little bit further. Yeah, thanks.
After the first body pump class, when I was 15 years old, I kept going. Because that person on stage talked to me as I needed on that day. That person was like, it doesn't matter what is happening in your life, it doesn't matter what is out there, you are here, you experienced that moment.
Yeah, beautiful.
You are the own rock star of your life. You
Studio One. It looks beautiful on days like that, right? Summer days.
That was February.
What we do in our classes is
There's someone.
emotional connection you have.
I remember this one.
50 more lives in front of you with many, many things.
That was such a good class. I remember that.
So you are there for them.
Was so fun.
Were you here too, Nell?
You smashed it. Yeah, I remember watching that class. That was my. Oh, this was. Wait, was that Feb? Or was that was May, wasn't it? That you filmed.
That was
Attack?
yeah. I think that was May. Yeah, because it was body attack. Yeah.
That was such
Hey,
a good film because everyone was there.
What did you like about it?
It was like that was a really cool one because we had everyone from like every single country for like Combat 100, and like
Yes.
it was just so cool to like meet everyone from like all the people that you see on socials, and I feel like that's that family
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like you all come together with this unique like love that we just like all share that same thing, and it was really cool
Totally.
for that filming. Like I feel like everyone was so supportive. Like everyone went to everyone's classes, kind of thing, because everyone was just like around, and
Yeah.
it's so like I feel like that's the really special thing about filming is when you do get a chance to also watch everyone else, like in their classes and programs too.
Yes.
It
That's
was
a
really
beautiful thing
cool.
that I see a lot at Les Mills, like the help and the support that goes on between different programs.
Yeah, like I
Yeah,
feel like you
Yeah.
absolutely.
just
Yeah.
got to, and like we all want to as well. Like we all want each other to do like the best that we can. Um, like I guess it's that
Do
kind of
well,
shift, and
yes.
it's like
It's
yeah,
it's so cool to it's just cool to
and
see
like
that,
I get
like when you are there and most of the time on filming, like everybody comes, like the friends that are there and supporting, so you
Yes.
feel like really like you are, um, that's the hype you get,
Yes, it becomes
like
a
on those
shared
days.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
And I feel like I get re-inspired or like inspired from watching other people when they're teaching and like doing their practice as well. I feel like it inspires me for when I'm going to like prep for filming too. Like I love to seeing what everyone else is kind of doing as well.
Is there a certain program you like watching most? Any program that you're not teaching?
Actually, Body Jam is probably actually one of my
Yeah.
favorites, and probably Body Jam and actually Body Combat.
Yeah.
But there's just something like even last filming, I went and watched Danny and Menno just teach their like Sunday morning class, and it was like before we'd started rehearsals, and I just remember like sitting up the back and like watching them, and I was just like in awe, and I was like, oh my god, like, and just
The
again
vibe
like
is so
watching
good, right?
everyone, yeah, like again just watching all the members just move in unison and like dance is so incredible to watch. Like the jammers are just next level, and like
Yeah.
the whole jam team, and yeah, like I'm just in awe, and I'm like, oh, like this is why I love doing what we do. Like it's just so incredible to just see everyone like looking up and just in awe of their movement and the magic that happens. And I guess it's almost like Body Combat as well, like in classes to events to lives, like there is like I get goosebumps watching it in like China or like Asia, and like people just moving. It's like 1,000 people in combat sometimes. And you're just like, wow, like jaw dropped.
Yeah.
Like it's so magic what we do.
Hey, let's watch a little bit of Seb's life in Hamburg. Do you recognize it?
Yes.
Oh, I
It's
love
not
the
that
city.
far from where I live, eh?
No.
No.
Sí. Para echarse aquí con esto porque es demasiado. Saludamos.
You spoke about your partner already a little bit.
I'm originally from Colombia.
So do you
but I've
do you
been
live
living
together
Germany for
in an
already 6
apartment?
years.
Do you, is
No, pero es que es demasiado.
Yeah, we've been living in this apartment already for 3 years, but we
Sometimes
moved
it's hard
8
because,
years
of
ago
course,
to
you
Germany.
give a lot of energy. You give it, and what's the trick for you? How you will get that energy back? Master Chef.
if you're eating mashed
My
potatoes, it
safe
looks like you
space, my
two
home
integrated
is with
quite
us.
well.
Vamos a tener tiempo para hoy, para mañana, para pasado mañana. Like he's the one grounding me. He's like my touchdown in earth. You always need to get that person, that feeling, that spot, that moment in life.
Getting for the
You know that you're going to
guns.
get that energy
I
back.
was I agree. Okay, chef.
So going back to him and just like talking about something different. Nothing about work, nothing about office, nothing about what's the problem, what's happening right now. It's just talking about something else. And then I realized that I'm getting that energy back.
Hey, we spoke about this before, and we've been talking about it quite a bit, Seb, when we met each other in different places. About getting that energy back. These events, this work that we do, it's so much fun. There's so much energy when you get to see your friends again, your colleagues from around the world, but it's almost so much fun that I find myself at the aftermath of things where I feel quite low and drained.
Yeah.
It's almost like I spend too much energy at once in a short amount of time. Do you recognize this, and how do you deal with this?
Well, I think like in my case, I would say I'm not the best example because I'm
That's why I'm asking you.
because I'm that kind of person that goes like always
Yeah.
gives. And then I realize when I hit the bottom line, I realize, oh, I need to recharge myself somehow. So we are talking with Rach right at the beginning, like sometimes you go back to or you need to go back to your room and just be by yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't do that until I'm this close to faint.
It's true.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Facts, I've seen
so
that.
that's something that I've been to. Yeah, you've seen that.
I have seen
I
that.
think we've all seen it. Oh, Sam is there. Oh, Seb is there. Oh, Seb is there as well. Oh, Seb is going to be there as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, because I really love like that moment to, like sharing experiences with people and just
Yeah.
connecting and talking and giving and giving and giving. It's natural for me. But then I just come to the point that I'm going like, oh, I can't anymore.
And what
So when
happens then?
I come back home, for example, I come back home after events and then I cannot talk. My energy level is zero.
Yeah.
And Andres knows me and he goes like, oh, you're in that moment. It's fine. Let's play Netflix. Like let's just do
Nice.
something else. Like takes you out of that moment. But when I'm alone by myself, I think I just try to find, when I'm hit that moment, I try to find my people and just, like in my case, I recharge my energy by getting the energy back from my friends.
Yeah.
So a nice walk or just being together with that person, it's just like that gives me the energy back. That I'm a person that I cannot be alone by myself. I'm like people person.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Even when I have those moments. But when I come back home here in Hamburg, just being with Andres, TV is on, not talking a lot. It's just like
Nice.
being there. That's the
Nice.
moment that I get my
Recharging.
energy. Yeah, that I
Nice.
get my energy back.
Nice. Nice. Beautiful. Let's keep watching.
Aw,
Here we go.
Cuddles. Oh. Yeah. Abraço.
Everyone wants the magic bullet
We're going to hear a little bit from Bryce.
with all the rollout of programs digitally. People can just look around and kind of find something that they think is going to be the solution.
Come on, Brass.
And there is really no solution.
He's talking about how people are looking for the quick
You
fix.
just want to keep doing. It's not something you can start and stop and you find this amazing thing that I wasn't doing before and now suddenly I'm going to get these results I never got. That's generally doesn't happen. It's just a habit. You just need to get into the habit and find a way of enjoying being active.
Yes.
And if you find a way of enjoying being active in the way you like to move, the secret is finding something that you like to do versus something that you think is going to deliver a specific result in a specific period of time. And a lot of those offerings, the digital offerings, are promoting exactly that. You do this now and you'll get this within this period of time. But then what? You're going to have to keep going. And so people burn out with that type of approach. Whereas what we advocate through and the research that we've done is that if you find that element of exercise that you enjoy, there's got to be an enjoyment factor. Otherwise, you'll drop out.
Rachel, we spoke about that as well.
You should, or you're doing it because you have to. You're doing it because you put yourself under pressure.
Rach, how do you think how do people find that thing that they enjoy?
All those things, they all
is it just
are
trying
motivators,
stuff?
but you run out of gas.
Yeah.
You run out of gas if
You
you're
have to
pushing
keep-
yourself because
Like
there's
a
some expected
menu.
outcome.
You have to
run out
look
of
at the
gas.
menu.
If you're doing it
and
because you like it,
try a little bit of
you'll keep
everything
going.
because the unknown is the adventure.
So the best exercise that anyone can do is the one that they'll
You
actually
can
turn
see
up.
it's working for someone. You can see that they're having the best time of their life. If they're
Yeah.
having it, maybe I'll love it as well. And what I find is the thing that scares you. I always say this to people that are on the verge of getting involved. I was like, look at the thing that most intimidates you and go straight towards it. Do that thing first.
And do that?
You've got nothing to lose.
Wow. Yeah.
Because often it's a calling. And you're not scared of what you can't do. Actually, your fear is your greatest potential. Where could this take me? And it sounds mad when I hear myself say it out loud. But everything I've done that's made me stretch and grow has been on the other side of what I never thought I'd do. I never thought I'd do that. Yeah.
Can you give me an example of that? What is something you thought you would never do?
I was a really shy girl, so I was the tallest in class. I stood out from such a young age, but I had no voice. I kept quiet. I did as I was told. I fell in line. I was not leadership. I wouldn't stand out. I wouldn't speak up. And then I found Body Pump, where I had to speak, and people were waiting for me to speak, and that's where I found myself, because suddenly I unlocked the version of me that was not allowed to be there until I was given the microphone and the ability for people to sort of stand up. So a great example of that would be Body Pump, but another great example would be getting in the ring, standing there with a mouth guard in, and knowing that I'm going to get punched in the face or kicked in the leg and want to vomit because it hurt so much. But to me, it was a game, and I knew that I had the ability to win, and that's all I cared about. It was like, this is fun for me. People looked at me and went, why do you want to get smacked in the face? I was like, this is fun. And I remember having this really, really interesting conversation with a lady called Robin, who was a facilitator on a course that a bunch of us were doing at the time, and she actually had a really good conversation with Dan about, look at the look on her face. Look how much she loves this. And I remember sort of Dan sort of acknowledging it, because when we first met, I wasn't in the ring. So he grew with me and watched me evolve and fall in love with this, to the point where I was walking around with my hands like this the whole time. All I wanted to do was think about combinations. That's just not something that you would ever have thought of the 15-year-old girl at high school ever doing. Ever.
Wow.
Hey, Rachel, what is the secret to doing something so scary like getting in the ring, but still enjoying the process?
The secret is just what you've said. You have to enjoy the process. So when I'm met with, sugar, this is hard. I feel sick. I don't want to do this. I'm going to find an excuse not to do this. That mantra is basically enjoy the process.
Yeah. And then remind me what you said. You said enjoying the process.
That's the
doing
key.
something scary, but enjoying the process. I'll tell you why. Okay. So Rachel, I just heard you saying doing something scary, something that challenges you, but still enjoying the process. And that's interesting, because I wonder how. I'll tell you a little backstory here. I did a jiu-jitsu competition in New Zealand, and I was fighting next to a teammate that was fighting on the same mat. And we unfortunately both lost the match. The rest we won, but that match we lost. And we both came off the mat, and I was like doing my head in. I was like, oh man, like this is like, I was feeling so bad about my own performance. And I look over my shoulder, and my teammate is smiling. He says, whoa, this is so awesome. Like, I want to do this next week again. We both had the same experience. We both lost the match. I was feeling the worst ever. He was loving it. So what is the trick? What is the trick into doing something scary, and even though you feel enjoying the process?
Yeah, it's not natural, right? As humans, we're designed to preserve life, and as teenagers, we learn the necessity of the environment, which is brutal. You know, you have to be confident to get through high school. It's a critical point in time. So I think you continue that attitude of like, I'm untouchable, nothing hurts me, I don't stress, I'm not going to be perceived in any way of failing as an adult. But then when you realize in adulthood that failure is the key to adventure, and if you only do what you're good at, your adventure of life will remain small. Having the mantra of this is good for me and I must enjoy the process enables you to take perspective in a moment where it's shrunk. And your perspective is so shrunk when you're goal focused. So I think I might remember watching you at I think it was Koimarama, and you were at the ASB or something, and I was watching you on the mat, and I know
it was that match.
Yeah, you went in on yourself. I remember, and because you are analytical and you think things through, and that's one of the reasons that we are successful as presenters, because we're really considered in what we do. Everything is meticulously considered. But in the ring, you're based outcome is opportunity, and opportunity comes knocking and you take it. So if you don't enjoy the process, you're not open-minded, you're closed-minded, and you're focusing on the things that you're not doing and the things that aren't going well. Whereas your mate on the mat was like, this is amazing. He was exposed.
It was two different worlds coming together, and it was so obvious. So I hear you say, reminding yourself that this is good for you and actively remembering to enjoy the process.
It's a mantra. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Even if it's through gritted teeth. Even if you're on the verge of tears.
I would have been like that.
Even if you're shaking.
I really like this. I love jiu-jitsu at the moment.
This is so good for me.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, because I think if we're able to do that, we are able to learn a lot more and be less self-critical as well. Yeah. Nice. Okay, back to the show.
Why do you teach?
We heard Billy's story in the last episode.
That's always been my why.
Cool.
It was beautiful.
He's
emotional
amazing.
again, quite emotional.
It doesn't matter where I go.
Is
whether
it?
I'm on the stage teaching 10,000 people or 5 people. The energy is still the same because there's a standard that I have to maintain.
Billy is a really reserved person, but when he talks, he really knows what to say.
Standard for myself, so I don't.
And that's what I love watching last week's episode.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do not want to do.
You get to see a side of him that he doesn't necessarily share that often.
Focus growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't have discipline. I didn't have a consistency in my earlier years. And I was trying to figure it out. And like for a while, I was actually like depressed. I was low. But I just thought it was what everyone goes through when they, when they're trying to find themselves and they're struggling.
Don't you think, in a way, that exercise or movement has saved us in a way?
I was always doing.
Yeah,
I always wonder, like, how my life would have been if I wouldn't have been that active as I am.
Yeah.
I think I got through a lot because of it.
Yeah. Like, exercise is the hard that you choose. Right? Exercise is the hard that you choose.
Hard to teach people.
Yep.
And
personality.
being able to beat your defeated attitude
who you
in
are
this
and what you
makes you
stand
stronger for
and
life.
what's important for you, and then bring that out in the class.
Yeah.
It's more than a workout. Just as Seb said, you said, I've said, it's way more than fitness.
Yeah.
It's like the school of life, right? All in one.
Manage that, because that's also really fine art.
We're talking about team teaching. Rach, I think you and Dan led the way quite a bit when it came to team teaching.
We try and prepare them before they
You were the
land here in New
first
Zealand.
ones that I remember, and maybe Seb, no, maybe you have other examples as well, but who were able to not only team teach a class, where you go from one presenter to the other, but even within tracks, and you were doing it really well.
Yeah, I call it drifting. Like in the movie Pacific Rim, where the big robots have 2 humans inside, and like you control one side and the other side.
Yeah.
I've been able to do that with a number of people over the years, and there's 2, obviously Dan and a good friend of ours, Tauvaga Ciolo.
Yeah.
Like the right arm, left arm situation, being able to know when they're going to breathe, pause, have a sentence, say something funny, and leave space for the other person. And also, like, allow the banter to continue.
Yes. So you don't have that with everybody?
No.
Okay.
No, can't do that with everybody. I'm relaxed with Dan because I've taught with him for a quarter of a century.
Yeah.
And you can't buy that kind of trust. You have to earn it, and that's earned week in, week out, knowing that you can rely on that person to pick up the slack, take the lead, step back, step forward. Like, it is drifting. It is a mental agreement that you have between energies, and the younger ones that are coming in that watch it, they have it with each other, and then they step next to us and they're like, what do I do? Like the wairua, which is what we say here, the spirit is strong here. And they're almost intimidated, and the energy has to match. And it was actually Tal that told me many, many years ago when he became my wingman in a program called Shabam. He said, Rach, I realize in this moment that I have an opportunity. I don't feel like I have what it takes to stand next to you yet, but I'm going to find what it takes because this is going to be good for me. And he did. And because he had the attitude of like, I'm not ready for this, but I know how good it can be because I've seen Dan and Rach together and I know I can be next to her and I can complement her in the world of dance. The same with Gandalf and I. Like Gandalf and I go so far back. We jammed together in the early days and it's phenomenal because there's two massive personalities. But there is a period of time where people like Sebastian come in. Oh, I used your full name then. Oh, Seb comes in. And Nana Noosh over here. And he's got so much respect and love and stuff, but it's too much. And he sort of found his feet and talked with me one Friday morning and was like, it's just Rach. And I'm like, it's just Rach, Seb. It's just Rach. Just get up, do your thing. I want to see who you are. And he did. And the biggest smile on my face because my members became his members in that moment. And our ability to team teach was sown, that seed was sown. And the more we do it together, the better we get. But honestly, it doesn't happen for everyone. Like you can't team teach with everyone. It's not the way it goes. Like you find your person and it feels good. And it's like dating. Like we're not meant to match with everyone. There's a match for everyone out there, but you have to get out and mingle to find who that is.
Nell, who is your person for team teaching?
I have my best friend here who actually got me into like instructing, and we team teach actually a lot of classes together. And like we have some doubles as well, so like I always do their class and like they'll do mine as well sometimes. But I feel like it's just when you get that connection, like it is just so natural. And also like members, they love it. Like they love when people team teach and like they get energy from that. Like I love teaching on my own, but I definitely love teaching with someone because you can kind of like play off them and it's like it's special. It's another like experience kind of added to it.
Yes. It can add something to it, right?
Yeah. And I don't know, like I always make an effort to go to like Dan and Rachel's like combat class while I'm like over for film or anything because like you can just it's
a good example.
It's it's such a good example.
It's a chemistry.
Nice.
It's a chemistry between, it's like I always say that like when you see like everything is working so well, it has to be beyond just team teaching. It's because these two people, they know each other really well and they respect each other.
And it is also like an art as well because when you are team teaching with someone, like it's not all about you and like you have to like realize that too. Like it's like team teaching with music.
Space.
You have to
take
know
space.
that you're doing it with someone. Take it when you need to, but then give them space as well. And like if you're lucky enough to have two mics and you can talk together at the same time, like we don't always have that privilege in some of my gyms, but like when you do like at workshops and that, like use that to the best that you can. But it is an art. Like you do have to learn how to do that. And again, with different people, but yeah.
Rach, it's the example of the two joysticks controlling one robot.
Yes.
It's a good one. That's a good one. Let's jump back in.
That's cool.
Hints. Just I still need time to think about the work because you're missing out the whole setup.
Why we're doing this, why we have to rotate in this form, why we have to raise the core. Talking more about the why.
And then people take their time, but you need to be there. So how about elbow under shoulder?
When they come into masterclass filming, the final class they get could be quite close to filming time, and they've got to turn around and learn that.
What are we looking at now, Seb?
Technique can go out the window,
I was scripting right there.
Okay.
So after rehearsals, we always have like this 30 minutes session with the whole team, with Rob, with Kylie, and then they give us feedback, and then we have just to implement it. So that was really like, okay, get it done, practice again.
Like we're just coming from loaded, and we're just transferring the energy.
We're seeing a bit of Maggie here. Maggie from China.
Under the chest.
She's so strong.
So big triple extension, and as we come back down, we
have you taught with her, Seb?
Loaded and stacked position, like a clean and press.
No,
she's not doing the programs you're doing, right?
Yeah, we do core together.
Okay,
but we haven't filmed together yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many reps extra do you think you do during filming week?
Jesus.
Everest.
Let's count.
Thousands.
Yeah.
It's like, let me think about it.
Rep
400 and
Yeah.
We've been like chatting and
Ben says rep 401.
just to try and like bring confidence for English. She can carry that over onto stage.
I remember the first time that I was with Dan. He was like the uppercut technique. I did it like 1,000 times that my obliques were on fire. I was like, I can't.
It's common in the first filming. People get cramps because they're really trying to improve and they do a lot.
My hometown is famous of panda.
Maggie is from the town where the pandas come from.
The China team of them.
Group fitness
Billy!
breaking down boundaries,
Yes.
prejudice. People of all shapes and sizes, all different ages, creeds, colours.
Ray,
It doesn't matter what language you guys are speaking, we all speak the language.
Ray,
of
you
love.
and Matt go quite a while back, right?
Yes, we do. Way back to the UK. We're both from the UK.
Yeah.
But he was actually parading as an American at the time. So he spent a lot of time in the States. He's one of those international travelers, but the man has so much knowledge, so much experience, and so much time for growing others. He's an amazing manager in China.
He is.
What can you tell, Rach, about the? Oh, you've been there as well, right? Now in China.
Yeah.
What can you tell about the Chinese team?
Oh my god, they are like their discipline and hard work is like no other. Like they work so hard on their craft, and you can tell, and they love what they do as well. And Matt leads a lot of that as well. And he just like loves it, and he loves them. Like their community that they have, like just like that, they are one big family.
A bunch of skills. Like their hand-eye coordination is next level. Like their ability to kick at the same height with the same speed and the same
precision,
time as the person
accuracy.
next to them is just wonderful to watch. But there's a bunch of individuals there that actually know how to work as a real team. They're there for each other, and they take their lead from Matt. So Matt has established really strong, clear expectations, and they know how to win.
Yeah,
they win together.
Yeah, it's a strong
Look at
team.
that.
Yeah, their technique is incredible.
Yeah,
all the programs. I think that was the team that I was in body combat. I felt like, oh wow, I need to move faster and better.
Yeah.
I have memories of watching Body Jam in China and always like crying just of how amazing they all were. Like they are just so incredible.
Yeah.
And the kindest souls as well.
They are,
oh my gosh.
They are beautiful.
Once a day I can stand on the...
You never go hungry. They always bring you coffee.
Yeah.
They always bring you food. But you have to say hot coffee. If you ask for a Americano, you have to say hot. Otherwise, they bring a cold one.
As a presenter, and she's all about really.
Hey, none of us or none of you present balance, right?
No.
I think that must be what. Look at that leg. Like into the thick of it, presenting at a high level while standing on one leg. That must be one of the hardest things, right?
Yeah.
Nah. Muay Thai.
You don't think so?
Muay Thai is the hardest.
Okay, I'm not into
every
Muay Thai.
workshop, I'm looking at the balance crew. The balance crew walk off stage like, oh, well done. Good luck, everybody. Have a good time. The combat team are like,
yeah.
Right,
Like-
and what about when you have combat and then a dance or jam?
So when
filming,
first came
your
in,
hips are like
in 23.
your soul leaves your head and it goes up into, and you're like, I am a shell. And I think to myself, why am I not a body balance presenter? That looks like a great gig.
Yes.
And people can feel that.
You get to
Don't
stretch.
they have like? Don't they have a lie down of 15 minutes at the end of the class? Yes.
Yes.
To speak English.
The downside is they don't get cool shoes.
True.
Yeah.
Hey, we're seeing Maggie trying her hardest
When you prepare a band and
to teach in English.
that's something that I find so amazing as well from their team. You know, like although they don't speak English really well, they learn the script so perfectly, and they know, like, they ask.
Like my intention as well.
Not Chinese.
Like it's so inspiring.
How difficult is it, Seb, to teach in a different language?
It is really difficult. Like,
I think I feel more and more
you have to think
comfortable.
faster,
Yeah.
and you have to actually, like, it has to make sense somehow, like the rhythm, the tempo, how you say the things.
Yes.
Of course, it's so much better for me teaching in English because it goes with the music, so it's actually, it sounds better. But when you're in other countries, or when I teach in Spanish, I feel that I can be myself 100%. I don't have to think about it, you know. It's just like it comes alive.
Hey, do you teach in Germany in German?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I teach in German.
Hey, take us with us, Seb. This is filming day.
Yeah.
What's happening?
So depending on the schedule of the day, it could be like really early or really late. So you have to get ready, you have to get your breakfast. I also
You have to get
like,
your
my
skips
routine.
in.
Yeah, I have my routine as well. So I go to the gym, maybe I do some
Being on
workout
stage,
before,
like in a Studio
or
One,
stretch,
where
meditate.
everything started like so many
Then
years ago.
we get into wardrobe. We get our outfits for
Man, this is
filming.
surreal.
Then
Okay, he's ready.
there it is. Then some makeup.
When you start to feel the
hair,
energy
I
coming
really
up,
love
the
makeup.
music building up.
And then we just go into the filming, and then we just
Nice.
get ready with the team. We just connect with the team, and then you start seeing like how cameras start moving. Production team is in there. It's like everything coming together to the final product. That's so
Nice.
inspiring to see like how everybody's working. Like, okay, there's the 2 hours block for body combat filming, and then people are coming in. All of the presenters, we are downstairs just getting ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually it's the most amazing experience, like being filming.
What does it feel like, or what is it like to present at Studio One? Nell.
It's amazing. I love filming in Studio One. Like, I think
What's special
that's
about
why
that
we
room?
do. It's. I feel like when I go to that room, like as an instructor growing up, like that's what I saw over socials. Like, I was just like that. Like, what I would do to like go and just do a class, like in Studio One, and I think I said it last filming as well. But like, I wish everyone could experience a class in Studio One, whether it was just like literally just a class, like not even a filming, but just a class. Because I feel like when we teach there, and when we do get the opportunity to film there, like it just feels like home. Like we usually have the participants there, and it just like it feels more like a class. Like you're just like, yep, like this is
Yep.
what we do, and you're like, this is where the magic was built from. Like this is literally like, I don't know, Rach could probably like
Yeah.
absolutely say that, like even Studio 2 for you, but like yeah, like it's just that's the home of that's where what we're doing. That's where it started. Like it's so special. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's Mecca. It's our
Yeah.
like fitness Mecca. It's there's so much mana, which means like spirit, strength, self-esteem, esteem, that's like seeped into the walls. You're walking the path that your predecessors, the other legends, other heroes of ours have walked before, right from the days when steps were built out of wood.
Yeah.
And the music, you know, the microphone was in the middle of the room and you had to sort of like run past it to speak into it. And, you know, there was records playing and CDs. We used to teach with CDs that would skip when you jumped.
Yeah.
You know, like it's history. It's just magic history. And it will always be 186 will always have magic in that room. It's the music, it's the people, it's the expectations. We know we have to step up. They know that we're going to be there to step up. When you walk into that club, there's a standard of fitness that's expected, and we know, and they know, and somehow happens.
Hey, do you think Kiwis feel the same? Kiwis meaning like people who come from Auckland and train there on a regular basis.
Nah, I don't think they get it until they get it, and then they're like, whoa, I get it. Because they just think Les Mills is just a gym. It's literally like a gym down the road that their mate opened, until they walk in and then they start seeing it pop up on their algorithm, and then they're like, are you famous? I'm like, nah. But you know, I finish a class And 3 people asked for my photo, and you can just see Kiwis like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry,
It
why would
must be
anyone
the
want this
moment
sweaty?
when they see international presenters coming up those stairs and they're like, whoa, whoa, and the only thing that they can say for about a minute is, whoa, yo, Studio One. I sometimes think that it's almost more impressive for internationals who have seen it so many times on the videos than for actually being there. If that was just the place where you worked out.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I like came to New Zealand, and I was like I was just coming to come visit, and I remember like with my friend, and I was like, do they like know who they are? Like in my head, I was like, oh my god, like it's these people. I was like, oh my god, this is Studio One, and I'm like taking photos everywhere. But like, and then
Off
I'm
the
like,
carpet.
yeah, I'm like, do the members not get it? And they're like, yeah, they just think it's
Yeah.
a gym, and I was like, oh my god, like, but it's just so special.
Which in a way it's also really nice, right? I always feel like Auckland, the city gym is really humbling. It's just a workout place. Amazing things happen there, but it's also just a workout place. Yeah.
Well said, Bas. It's real, and that's what we love about it. We've got to keep it real all the time. It's that delicate balance between recognizing life, like we started at the beginning of the podcast, life-changing fitness every time, anywhere. But it's just a workout.
Yes.
And it's just Wednesday at 5:10, and it's just you, and it's just me, and it's just that old song. Let's just do it.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. Let's continue. So we're at filming day.
The energy of the people, that was something, you know, like I got tears on my eyes.
Welcome everyone to Body Combat 99.
You speak about it really beautifully, Seb, in episode 1, about your experience in LA. Yeah, what it meant to you.
LA was, well, London was my first one, but then LA, and that was huge. Just like seeing everybody moving with us together.
Yeah. That was a cool event.
Having the opportunity, right?
Yes.
To be in there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how is your day going, it doesn't matter what problem you have, it doesn't matter what are you going through in your life. You forget everything in that hour, and you're present.
Wow, you speak so well, Seb.
Period.
Charlotte.
Yeah, nice.
Charlotte.
That fit was
Get
so
those
good.
arms.
And then so many people behind the desk making this all happen.
When the meals are there.
It's more than a workout, you know?
This is the support we just spoke about. They were not filming.
Yeah.
They were in there.
Yeah.
Every
and
time.
that's all we need.
Hey, Seb, at a certain point in this video, you mentioned this work, that what we do, it's like therapy.
Yeah, it is.
How would your life be without this? What would you be missing?
I will be missing the rush that I get out from these workouts and the hype from the events, from my classes, but also the community. Like all the friends that I've made through this journey, I think that's the thing that it matters the most for me. You know, like it doesn't matter where you're from, your background. I created these like true friends that I can just like reach out. I can just call. I will think that will be the thing that I will miss the most. And for sure, like that rush that I get from the classes when I go into one class, just like the whole process, you know, like getting ready, learning the choreo, getting my mind into it. And I say all the time on my classes when I do the coaching, maybe I don't script that much on my classes because like I really like to have objectives and just like come to like the point, like what I'm feeling, react to the people in the room.
Yeah.
And I realize always I ended up going more into emotions than, of course, into the workout itself, because I know that that's what the people need in that moment.
Yeah.
So that's it's not only therapy for my members, it's therapy for me as well. Like when I hear myself, when I
Beautiful,
I record videos of those classes and I hear what I'm saying, I'm just like, get it.
Amazing. Let's watch the last bit together.
That was the most beautiful release.
And then describe that feeling after filming again. It all led to that moment, and then it's done.
Hey,
To
Ray.
be more inspirational, and what I'm trying to bring along my journey. I want to bring this personal stuff, try to transmit to the people. This is Sebastian. That's what happened to him, and if he's saying we have to believe,
nice, Seb.
then we will
Get
do
it.
it.
Oh yes, we were in
Trust in the
enterprise.
process. Like,
That was
believe that
so
you can
good.
make it. You have to work hard. It is not easy, but nobody says it's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
have to work hard. It's not easy. But nobody's
have to-
saying it's going to be impossible.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It's like life. Nobody says it's going to be easy, but you have to fight through it.
Nice.
So mean.
And I like how you say nobody says it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the fear of what's possible that holds people back.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the
Yeah, hey, the numbers are always changing. So like we
Oh,
said
Jesus.
before, the assessors always come back after each big presentation, which makes that ranking change continuously.
Wow.
Wait, did I just see that I'm in the first?
You
Yeah.
might be. You might be.
Ah,
Hey,
there it is.
team, I think that's a great place to end this. Thank you so much for joining me today to share your story.
George.
To be honest, everybody, that's a wrap on episode 3.
Stay with the
That's
fight.
a wrap.
Stay with the fight, people.
Oh my god, I'm in the first. Oh gosh.